everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're a first time watcher, I'm glad to have you here. If you're a returning favorite, welcome back. So today we're talking Yankee Candle review of Fallen Leaves. This is a new fragrance for 2020. This candle kind of came out of nowhere. So we knew for months, because of the UK and Europe and how they always release sneak peeks months in advance at the trade shows, which they do all the time over there. As well as on her official website, believe it or not. They actually publish upcoming collections on their website. So we knew Bonfire nights, Campfire nights, whatever you want to call it. Bonfire here in the States, Campfire over in Europe. But there were three other fragrances that kind of surprised us when they came online about, 3 weeks ago now. And one of them was Fallen Leaves. The other one was Toasted Pumpkin Marshmallow, I think it is. And then I have that one. I have it. And then the other one was Firefly Nights or Firefly Lights. I didn't get that one. The scent description on that was really funky. It was like lemon and berries, lemon and fruit. Don't know. I'm going to smell it when it comes in the store. So all these candles, Bonfire Nights collection, and these three other fragrances, not available in store yet. They'll be available in store on August 29th. They're available online only at the time. And these three fragrances, they are limited in scent form. So they are only in the large jar, large 2-wick, the small tumbler, and the small jar, I believe. I think those are the only four formats that they're in, at least online. When they hit the stores, they might come in other ones, but I think what happened was due to the COVID shutdown of the factory, they just were producing these, and then that was it. That was all they had produced. So instead of trying to start back up and then start making other formats, they just shifted their gear into the other seasons and the upcoming year, which makes sense when you think about it, since they already had the whole Bonfire Night collection poured, ready to rock. And these three fragrances, they only come in 4 formats. So that might tell you how they pour. Maybe they do the large jars first, large paraffin, small paraffin, and then large 2-wick tumbler, small 2-wick tumbler. Makes sense, but who knows? So yeah, this is what it looks like. So this is Fallen Leaves there. Really nice label. It does, I can't tell if it's a real picture or if it's a computer graphic. It's one of those where I can't really tell. I want to lean towards real picture, but then again, it could be a mix of both and it's just kind of fooling me here. But we'll see there. Now, this is a single wick. Okay, there is oil all over this guy here. And partially what I did was, because I burned this thing twice, and I really wasn't getting anything out of it. The same thing with Night Under the Stars. So what I did was, and I did review A Night Under the Star, I'll put a link to that description in the description below, was I turned them both over in hurricanes overnight, and A Night Under the Stars didn't budge. No oils moved at all. But this guy, this thing was pouring oils, and you can tell it went all over there. That's how many oils were in this thing. That's a rarity, for a Yankee Candle almost nowadays. And here you can tell on the inside of the lip up there, all the other oils there. And what got me thinking about doing that was because it was kind of light up here, still is, it was a little light there, but down here it's very dark. And usually what happens there is, this is probably oil separation. Probably from being in an un-air conditioned factory for months, could be. Could have been from transit, because they go from South Deerfield off to their shipping facilities, which for me always comes out of Ohio. I don't know if they have anything on the West Coast, but they have to go from Massachusetts, almost mid-America, and then back over here to Pennsylvania. So, who knows? And they're stuck on trucks, and these trucks, they're not air conditioned. So I think that was just kind of oil separation going on there. That's why I kind of wanted to move it around a little bit per se. And it did help. It certainly helped. Now this was a little pesky. These single wicks, they're my favorite form. I mean, I love the classic Yankee candle jar, the country, the country candle jar from Kringle. I love this look. I hate the single wicks for that reason, because they take forever to pull. I think if Yankee would just go 2 wick in their large paraffin jars, they had 2 wick paraffin tumblers before. They could do it. Maybe cuts down their aluminum sales, probably. But I think they could do it. I know they want to say, they try to stay true to their heritage. I mean, but single wick performance does kind of lack at times, and that could be because it doesn't get hot enough for the oils really to release their fragrance. Now they use a different wax than what they used 15 years ago. A much safer wax than they did 15 years ago. But anyhow, the wick gave me issue on this. I had to trim it, and even if I trimmed it to where I thought it was, I thought it would be good, like that to me it looks a little good. But obviously for this candle it is not, because it would just smoke like crazy with a pillar of black soot coming off of it. So I trimmed it again, and then that doesn't give you much flame. And so this one took really long to pull each time. At the last burn, I actually had the tin foil because it was just not getting to the edges. And you can kind of see a little bit of the residue of it trying not to get to the edges there. So what does it smell like besides the performance on this thing? Really good. Really, it is one of their better fall fragrances. And I think across the board this year, besides a few pumpkin spice, besides a few, it's a very good classic Yankee Candle fall collection. None of that like nonsense from the past few years of like autumn pearl and pear flambe and all those other conceptual nonsense candles. I think this is across the board a very good earthy floral, because tobacco in here is what you get, but you get cedar, you get some pine going on here, get a little bit of smokiness underneath, and it just feels like a fall day. Now there's no cooling note in here, okay, but it does have that feeling of walking through the woods or walking through, I don't want to say per se a pumpkin patch type deal, but if you were out and about in that area and there were no other smells going on, I could see you getting a feeling from this. But yeah, so that tobacco really gives it that smokiness, earthiness in here. Now, scent throw on this, once I got through the first few burns there, it started to pick up again. So I will go with a 5 on the scent throw, okay? And as far as intensity goes, how strong the scent is once it throws, I will give it probably a 4.5 to a 5 on that. It's not non-existent. It's not super strong like some of the other ones I've burned. So it's pretty much right in the middle. And I'd be very curious to get a 2 wick of this and see how that burns. So, all right, guys, that's what I have for you. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe down below. Let me know your thoughts on these collections. So, that's it. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you all real soon. Have a good one.